Okay, welcome to our video on multiplication and division with integers. We've already been through our addition and subtraction, and now we're going to move on to multiplication and division. So when we did our addition and subtraction, we came up with some rules. Those rules being here, you can see here, if we're adding a positive, we changed the sign to a positive, and so on and so forth on that table. We noticed when the signs were the same, we added. When they were different, it was a subtract. So we're going to use this same table with our multiplication and division rules. All right. The only thing that's different now is that when we actually multiply two numbers or divide two numbers, we're going to look at the sign of those numbers, and what we're then looking at is the changing of the answer sign. So if we multiply a positive and a positive, the answer is going to be positive. We're not changing any sign in between. So the same rule is going to apply, but what we've got is, if we're multiplying two positives, the answer is going to be positive. If we've got two negatives, the answer is actually going to be a positive as well. So if we're multiplying two negatives together, if the signs are different, same rule applies. The answer will be negative. So we'll just have a look in a sec at what that looks like with some examples. Okay, so if we have a look at some examples here, some really simple examples, but just to highlight the rules, you see up on the top right hand side here, I've actually put the little rules in there. But let's look at the first one. So 4 times 3, underneath we put the equal sign, and we just treat this as normal 4 times 3, so that actually equals 12, or it is positive 12, but we tend to not put the positive there, so that actually just equals 12. If we look at our second example over on the right here, we've got 4 times minus 3. So we've actually got a positive times a negative. So we've got this second line. So what we do is we treat the two numbers as if they're just whole numbers. So 4 times 3, so we do the same multiplication, 12. And then we change the sign to what it needs to be, and that will be a negative. So 4 times minus 3 is minus 12. We could think of that as 4 lots of minus 3. So if we add minus 3 plus minus 3 plus minus 3 plus minus 3, that would be the same thing. If we go down to the bottom here, you can see a similar example. We've got a minus times a positive. So we're on this line here. So we've actually got minus 4 times 3, which is 12. And minus times a positive gives me a minus. And then in our final example here, we've got a minus times a minus, which is this bottom line. So we've got 4 times 3, so we just treat those numbers as just whole numbers. 4 times 3 is 12, and that's positive. I'm going to leave that without the positive sign there. We'll move on to some division examples. The rules are exactly the same with division. You can see the table is exactly the same, just I'll put a division sign instead of the multiplication sign. So what we have here is a positive divided by a positive, so we're on the top line there. So that actually equals 12 divided by 3, which gives us 4. Now we move with the opposite sign. So we've got a positive divided by a negative. So our answer is going to be negative. So we've got 12 divided by 3. That gives us 4. But our sign changes to a negative. When we move down here, what we've actually got is a minus divided by a positive. So we just do the numbers, as I said, we just do the numbers as a division. 12 divided by 3 is 4, and that gives us a minus sign. And then with our final one here, we've got the bottom line where we've got a minus. Oh, Mr. Lakers times a minus. That should be divide. Minus 12 divided by minus 3, that gives us 4. Let's ignore this here. That gives us a 4. And we've got a minus divided by minus, so our sign is positive. So we've actually got a positive 4 there, which if we were to put that sign in there. All right, so let's look at some examples that we can actually do. You can pause the video now and try these examples, and I'll go through them. Okay, example A, we've got 7 times minus 6. So if we just over on the right here, if I just put in that little rule, times or divide a positive, that's going to be a positive, plus and a minus is going to give me a minus, minus and a plus is going to give me a minus, and a minus and a minus are going to give me a plus. So I'll just use that as a little table that I can actually utilize. So 7 times minus 6, so we've got a positive times a negative. The signs are different. So 7 sixes are 42. And because we've got the opposite signs, that's minus 42. Right, we've got minus 36 divided by 9 now. So we've got a minus divided by a positive, so the signs are different. So our answer is going to be negative. So 36 divided by 9, that equals 4, and that's going to be minus 4. Right, minus 12 times minus 7. Okay. Well, we've got a minus and a minus, so the answer is going to be positive. 12 sevens are 84. And we've got, with question D, we've got minus 35 divided by minus 7. So very similar to the one above. Our answer is going to be positive. We've got minus 35 divided by minus 7. So 35 divided by 7 gives me 5. And the answer will be positive. All right, and I'll just put the positive signs there so you can see that they're positive. So if we think of the rules, we've got signs the same, the answer changes to a positive. If the signs are different, the answer changes to a negative. Okay, thank you for watching, and we'll be back with our next video soon.